A very good morning, students. Welcome back to 8th standard science video class. In previous class, I explained about plant kingdom unit 17. In this topic, we already discussed about algae, classifications of algae such as blue-green algae, green algae, brown and red algae, and the economic importance of algae, and fungi, introductions about fungi, classifications of fungi, and economic importance of fungi, then harmful effects of fungi, that is the harmful effects in plants and harmful effects in human beings, and the differentiation of fungi and algae. Now let us start with the continuation of this lesson, bryophytes. It is a simplest group of plants, and these are terrestrial and non-vascular cryptogams. Non-vascular cryptogams, that means it doesn't contain vascular tissues such as xylem and phloem. And bryophytes live both on land and in water. So it is named as amphibians of plant kingdoms. So once again, the bryophytes is also termed as amphibians of plant kingdoms because it lives both on land and in water. And bryophytes have two types of distinct generation, such as gametophyte generations and sporophyte generation. During bryophytes, the gametophyte generation is the dominant phase. Gametophyte generation, that means it is a sexual phase and which produce gametes or sex cells, and it is a haploid cells, that means it has single set of chromosomes. And sporophyte generation, that is, it is a asexual phase and which produce spores, and it is a diploid cell, that means it has double set of chromosomes. In this picture, the white color represent the gametophytic generations which produce the gametes and fused to form zygotes, and the green color represents sporophytic generations and it produces the spores. And next we discuss about the sexual reproduction of bryophytes. Its sexual reproduction is oogamous type of reproduction, and the male sex organ of bryophytes is named as antheridium and which produce anthrazoids, and the female sex organ is termed as archegonium and which contain egg. The anthrazoid of male sex organs or swims with the help of water and reaches the archegonium, and the anthrazoid fertilizes the egg to form zygotes which produce haploid spores by means of meiosis process. So this picture represents, that is, the male sex organ is anthrazoid and which swims through the water to reach the female sex organ archegonium which contain egg, and it is fertilized with the egg to form zygotes, and it produces haploid spores by means of meiosis process. So this is the sexual reproduction of bryophytes. And next one is classification of bryophytes. Bryophytes are classified into three classes. First one is Hepatizae, that is liver roots, and Anthocerata, that is hornworts, and musky, that is mosses. The Hepatizae The example for Hepatitis A classes are Riccia, and it is a lower form of bryophytes, and it has very simple structure, and its sporophyte generation is very simple and short-lived. The second one is Anthocerata. Anthocerata, that is example is Anthocerus. In this type, the gametophyte is undifferentiated into thallus, and the sporophyte is differentiated into foot and capsules. And next one is Muskie. The example for Muskie is Phaneria. In this type, the gametophytic generation is differentiated into stem, leaf and root-like parts, but the sporophytes are differentiated into foot, seta and capsules. So it looks like a short plants. And next one is economic importance of bryophytes. The bryophytes prevent soil erosions because the roots of bryophytes are strongly attached to the soils, so it helps to prevent the soil erosion. And peat, which is the valuable fuel like coal, which is obtained from sphagnum. It's a type of bryophytes. Next we will discuss about pteridophytes. Pteridophytes, it is a first true land plant, and it has vascular tissues such as xylem and phloem. So it is termed as vascular cryptogams. But bryophytes are termed as non-vascular cryptogams because the bryophytes didn't contain xylem and phloem tissues, but the pteridophyte is termed as vascular cryptogams. And the pteridophytes also exhibit two types of generations, such as sporophytic generations and gametophytic generations. In pteridophytes, sporophytic generation is the dominant phase, but in bryophytes, the gametophytic generation is the dominant phase. So, in sporophyte reproduce by means of spores, and the spores are produced in sporangium, and most of the plant produce only one type of spore, which is either microspore or megaspores. But in some plants, both type of spores are produced. The spores gives rise to gametophytic generations, that is termed as prothallus. Next one is the gametophytes produce multicellular sex organs, that is the sexual reproduction of pteridophytes. In this, during the pteridophytes, the gametophytic generations produce multicellular sex organs such as male sex organ is anthracidium, that is like bryophytes, the male sex organ is anthridium and which produce anthrazoid, and the female sex organ is archegonium which has egg. The anthrazoid fertilize with egg to form diploid zygote, which is differentiated into sporophytic generations. So these are the sexual reproduction of pteridophytes, which is most probably which is resemble to bryophytic sexual reproductions. But there is one main differentiation is during bryophytic sexual reproductions, the gametophytic generation is termed as the dominant phase, but in pteridophytes the sporophytic generation is termed as the dominant phase. And next one is the classification of pteridophytes. Pteridophytes are classified into 4 classes. First one Psilopsida, and second one Lycopsida, and third one Sphenopsida, and fourth one Pteriospida. The first one Xylopsida, the example for this is Xylotrum. And the second one is Lycopsida, example for this class is Lycopodium. And third one is Sphenopsida, the example for this class is Equisetum. And fourth one is Pteropsida, and the example for this is Nephrodapis. So these are the classes of pteridophytes. And next one is the economical importance of pteridophytes. The ferns are used as a ornamental plants. Ornamental plants, that is termed as, that is the decorative plants. So in pteridophytes, the ferns are used as a decorative plants. And the water ferns such as Sporocarp of Marsilia, which is used as a food by some people. So some people which consume the pteridophytes as a food. And next one is differentiation between bryophytes and pteridophytes. In bryophytes, the plant bodies cannot be differentiated into root, stem and leaf. But the pteridophytes, the plant body can be differentiated into root, stem and leaf. So the pteridophyte is known as first true land plants. And second one, bryophytes are amphibians. That means it lives both on land and in water. But pteridophytes are true land plants, which is live only in land. And third one, the vascular tissues are absent in bryophytes, such as xylem and phloems are absent in bryophytes, but the vascular tissues are present in pteridophytes. And fourth one, the dominant phase of the plant body is gametophyte. That is, in bryophytes, the dominant phase is gametophytic generations, but in pteridophytes, the dominant phase is sporophytic generations. And last one, the sporophytic generations depends on the gametophytic generations. For example, Rhizia. And in pteridophytes, the gametophytic generation does not depend on sporophytic generations. That is, in bryophytes, the sporophytic generation depends on the gametophytic generation, but the pteridophytes, the gametophytic generation does not depend on the sporophytic generations. So these are the differentiations of bryophytes and pteridophytes. Students, I hope you understand about bryophytes and pteridophytes, its classifications and economical importance, and differentiation of bryophytes and pteridophytes. In next class, I will explain about gymnosperms and angiosperms. Thank you, students.